Dear faithful, what happened recently in Rome has shaken the Catholic world to its foundations. Pope Leo XIV, in his official address to representatives from around the world, spoke words that many thought they would never hear again in the Vatican. But is this really a turning point, or are we witnessing something different? Stay until the end, because we will analyze together every word of this speech and understand what it really means for the future of the Church. Picture the scene. The Sala Clementina, ambassadors from around the world sitting and waiting, cameras pointed. And then suddenly, Pope Leo XIV uttered these words that resounded like thunder. The family founded on the stable union between a man and a woman is the basis of all civil society. Total silence. After years of ambiguous documents, multiple interpretations, and endless discussions, finally a clear statement. But why did this sentence cause so much noise? To understand the impact of these words, we need to take a step back. In recent years, the Church has gone through a period of great doctrinal uncertainty. Do you remember Amoris Laetitia from 2016? Chapter 8 had opened a heated debate on the possibility for divorced and remarried people to access communion. Different interpretations have been created in different dioceses. And what about the Fiducia Supplicans of December 2023? This document authorized the blessing of homosexual couples, although in a non-liturgical form. This had caused a real storm. Entire African and Asian episcopates had publicly opposed it. It was as if the Church was speaking with many voices, creating confusion among the faithful. Many Catholics felt lost, not knowing what to believe. But who is this man who dared to utter such clear words? Robert Prevost, that was his baptismal name, did not come to the pontificate by chance. His story tells us much about what is happening today. In 2012, while he was still Superior General of the Augustinians, he had already shown his character. He openly criticized the media's promotion of family models that were contrary to the gospel. He didn't mince his words then, and he doesn't mince his words today. But the moment that really defined him was in 2016, when he was a bishop in Peru. The government was trying to introduce gender ideology into schools. Prevost strongly opposed this, saying, "Fathers have the right to educate their children according to their values." He added, "The state must not impose an ideological vision that is contrary to the faith and culture of the people." You see, this man's consistency is not new. It is the fruit of years of silent but determined struggle, and it is no coincidence that he chose the name Leo XIV. He was inspired by Pope Leo XIII, the Pope of the famous 1891 encyclical Rerum Novarum. It was the first major social document of the modern Church. Leo XIII had the courage to address the burning issues of his time. The issue of work, workers' rights, the role of the family in society. By choosing this name, Leo IV tells us, "I will not avoid difficult subjects. I will speak clearly even if it bothers someone." But let's get back to the speech he gave. Leo XIV did not limit himself to talking about family. He struck an even deeper chord when he said, "The Church cannot help but speak the truth about human beings and the world." He added, "Also resort when necessary to direct language which can lead to misunderstandings." Do you understand the importance of this sentence? For years, we have heard justified ambiguity as a way to support people, a way to not hurt, to include everyone. Leo XIV says exactly the opposite. Keeping silent about the truth does more harm than stating it clearly, and here is the final blow. The Pope explicitly criticized the use of ambiguous terms that generate confusion in both religious and political language. He warned against the distortion of reality in the virtual world. It doesn't take much interpretation to understand what he was referring to. In recent years, many Vatican documents have been written so vaguely that anyone could read into them whatever they wanted. Leo XIV says enough about this game. But be careful. Pope Leo is not the Pope of no as an end in itself. His approach to defending life is holistic. It's not just about being against abortion. It's about protecting human dignity at every stage, from conception to natural death. through decent working conditions, social justice, care for the elderly. This is a comprehensive vision, not selective or ideological. It is the gospel of life in all its fullness. And how did the world react to these words? The international press could not hide its astonishment. The Chicago Sun-Times headlined, "Pope Leo XIV confirms marriage between a man and a woman." As if it were shocking news that a Catholic pope affirms Catholic doctrine. Some progressive Catholics have expressed disappointment. They expected more openness toward same-sex couples. But this reaction tells us everything. After years of ambiguity, the fact that a pope clearly defines marriage as a union between a man and a woman is now seen as a provocation. The question everyone is now asking is, will Leo XIV be able to maintain this line? The pressure will be enormous both inside and outside the Church. Progressive groups will not give up easily. Even some Vatican circles accustomed to ambiguous language are not, but there is one detail that gives me hope. Leo XIV did not deliver this speech on just any occasion. He did so before ambassadors from all over the world. In a public act broadcast worldwide, there is no going back on such a solemn declaration. What we see is very reminiscent of the return to clarity of the fathers of the Church. When St. John Chrysostom preached, he did not mince his words. When St. Ambrose had to confront the Emperor Theodosius, he showed himself to be direct and courageous. The saints were never afraid of the truth, even when it was uncomfortable. Leo XIV seems to want to bring the Church back to this evangelical clarity. A clarity where the truth is spoken with charity, but is spoken in its entirety. But what does all this mean in concrete terms? This means that documents like the Fiducia Supplicans will have to be reinterpreted in light of this new clarity. This means that bishops will have a clearer line to follow. This means that the faithful will finally be able to know with certainty what the Church teaches. It is not about harshness or lack of pity. This is what St. Paul called truth in love. Tell it like it is, but with genuine love. What Leo XIV says is not doctrinally revolutionary. He is simply Catholic. St. John Paul II and Benedict XVI had said the same things. What is new is that after a period of confusion, these truths are once again clearly proclaimed by Rome. It's as if the Church has found itself again after a period of confusion. As if it has found its voice again. Faced with all this, what can we Catholics do? First, pray. Pray earnestly for Pope Leo XIV, for the pressure he will face will be immense. The enemies of doctrinal clarity will not stand idly by. We must pray for the Holy Spirit to sustain him. Why the cardinals support him? So that the bishops will accept his teachings with docility. But praying is not enough. As lay Catholics, we have a duty to support this return to clarity. In our families, in our parishes, in our workplaces. Not with arrogance or aggression, but with the joy of someone who finally knows what to say and how to say it. We must be credible witnesses to what the Church teaches. To live first in our flesh this beauty of Christian marriage. To live the family founded on Christ. What is happening could be the beginning of a new springtime for the Church. After years of confusion, Catholics may finally find the doctrinal certainty essential to effective witness. But it will be a long journey and not without obstacles. Leo XIV will need all our support, and especially our prayers. Dear faithful, what we are witnessing is perhaps one of the most important moments in the recent history of the Church. A pope who returns to speak clearly, unambiguously, without fear of the world's reactions. My question to you is this: are we ready to take up this challenge? Are we ready to live and bear witness with joy to the beauty of Catholic doctrine in its entirety? If this video helped you better understand what is happening, please share it with your Catholic friends. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss the next insights. And above all, pray for Pope Leo XIV. His success is the success of the whole Church. May the Holy Spirit keep you firm on this path of truth and charity, and may God bless you.